Good evening to one and all. Today, this topic photosynthesis is for class 10th. So, today we will be learning the equation of photosynthesis. We will be learning about the structure of chloroplast, and we will also learn about the sugar interconversion theory, sugar starch interconversion theory, or which is also known as sugar concentration theory. How the presence of sugar will allow the stomata to open, and how the presence of, if the sugar is absent and the starch is present, then how the stomata will be closed. That we will be learning today. So with this note, we'll be starting first. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process by the help of which the green plant, in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, using carbon dioxide and water, will produce the food for the plant. Now, whenever I'm saying the green plant means surely the green leaves of the plant. Now, why the leaves of the plant are green? Because of the presence of chlorophyll. But few of our students, what they are doing, they are just writing the photosynthesis is a process. Photosynthesis is a process by the help of which the plant makes food using just carbon dioxide and water. No. If at all you are not writing sunlight and chlorophyll, then the whole equation or whole answer will be wrong. Basically, you have to use the whole term. By the using of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, then only the answer will be correct. That means the plant will produce food. Photosynthesis is a process by the help of which the plant will produce food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll and utilizing or using carbon dioxide and water. This will be the perfect definition. So I hope till here it is clear to you. So what products we are using? We are using carbon dioxide and water. Plant is using here carbon dioxide and water. So don't feel bad that I am using the word we. We is not for humans. We is only for plants. So 6CO2 plus 12H2O will give C6H12O6, 6H2 plus 6O2 in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So sunlight and chlorophyll is the basic need. I guess you can understand it till here. Now, next part. Next part is structure of chloroplast. In structure of chloroplast, we have to learn few things. That what is it? What is chloroplast? Now, the first layer of the leaves are green in color. Why? Because the leaves are having chloroplast. Why chloroplast is green in color? Because the chloroplast is having chlorophyll. Chloroplast is a plastid present in the leaf which is green in color. And why the chloroplast is green in color? Because the chloroplast possessing the chlorophyll. So I hope you can understand till here. Now, what happens whenever we are talking about the structure of chloroplast? The upper layer of the leaf is called as the epidermis of the leaf. And now when we will dissect, when we will cut that upper layer, and when we will move to the inner layer of the leaf, we will move to the chloroplast and we will have a microscopic study of the chloroplast. We will find this kind of picture. Firstly, there will be two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane and inner membrane. This membrane is the inner one. This one is the inner membrane and this one is the outer membrane. Then it will be having stroma. What is stroma? Stroma is the liquid content of the chloroplast. It is the liquid content of the chloroplast where the dark reaction will be taking place. The dark reaction means the dark part of the photosynthetic reaction will be taking place in the stroma. Now, next what we will find? We will find thylakoids. What are these thylakoids? This small round sac-like structure, I think you can see it very clearly. This small green color round sacs-like structure is known as thylakoid. Pile of thylakoid means like the way you are submitting the copies, at school or in colleges, whenever you are submitting the copies, one over the other. That is known as piling. So one over the other sacs are piled upon each other. That is known as the thylakoid. Group of thylakoid together called as grana. What is grana? Grana is the group of thylakoid which is important for the light reaction. And the light reaction will be taking place in the thylakoid. Each sac-like structure present in the chloroplast is considered as thylakoid. Pile of thylakoid is called as the grana. And each such grana is the home of light reaction of photosynthesis. Photosynthetic reaction is divided into two, dark reaction and light reaction, but both of the reactions will be taking place in the leaf only. In the chloroplast only, but in the chloroplast also it is divided. It is divided into grana and stroma. So what is grana? The group of thylakoid is called as grana. What is thylakoid? The round sac-like structure which is consisting of chlorophyll is called as thylakoid. So thylakoid is the home of light reaction for the photosynthetic part. Means photosynthesis, light reaction of photosynthesis will be taking place in the thylakoid. Dark reaction of the photosynthesis will be taking place in the stroma. Light reaction of the photosynthesis will be taking place in the thylakoid and dark reaction will be taking place in the stroma. Now what is this stroma? The clear liquid present in the chloroplast is called as stroma. So this complex structure of chloroplast consists of both the kind of reaction, that is the light and the dark reaction. So I hope you can understand it till here. Now, so I think this equation, how to write the equation and understanding of the equation is clear, as well as this structure of the chloroplast is also clear. Now, whenever we are talking about photosynthesis, the first thing which is coming to our mind is that what actually happens that allow the process of photosynthesis to happen. What actually happens, or what is the procedure of the process of photosynthesis. So today we will learn that sugar concentration theory or starch sugar interconversion theory, both are same. Don't confuse. Some books are writing sugar concentration theory and some books are writing starch sugar interconversion theory. So based upon that we have to learn it. So I hope these two parts are clear. Structure of chloroplast and the main photosynthesis reaction. Now, before going to this part, what happens in photosynthesis? Why photosynthesis is so much necessary? Photosynthesis means the plant which is producing their own food. Green plants or green parts of the plant producing their own food. That food is eaten by herbivores. Those herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. As well as when this herbivores and carnivores are maintaining one eating and feeding relationship, that time the ecosystem is maintained. The balance of the nature is maintained. So that's the reason why it is one of the most important chemical process. Now, before going to this part, 2 or 3 things more I would like to share with you people. First of all, whenever the photosynthesis will take place, the carbon dioxide will be reduced to form the carbohydrate. Because starch or sugar, whatever the plant is using as a food, it is a part of carbohydrate only. Now, apart from that, only the green plant and the plant in the tropical regions goes for photosynthesis during the daytime. The plant in the desert region will also go for the daytime, but with one twist. What is that? During the night time, the stomata of the xerophyte plant, means the cactus and all the desert plants, during the night time only their stomata opens. And that time they will receive all the carbon dioxide from their external environment. And finally what will happen, during the next day they will start the process of photosynthesis. The reason is, if during the daytime their stomata opens, then transpiration will be maximum and the plant will die. But during the night time, if at all it is opening, so there is no sun, so no extra transpiration, no proper transpiration, only they will accept the carbon dioxide from the external environment during the night. But I repeat, during the night, no photosynthesis. During the day only for the desert plant, during the day only, the carbon dioxide which is taken at night which is taken up by the plant at night will be utilized at the daytime. Means at the daytime photosynthesis will take place, but no opening of stomata, because opening of stomata cause huge amount of transpiration. Apart from that, I hope you can understand this. Apart from that, a very interesting thing we came to know, that researchers has found that some sea slugs means some invertebrates present in the sea, what they are doing, they are feeding upon algae, especially the green algae they are feeding upon. Now when they are feeding upon this green algae, they are eating up the algae and sucking the whole algae. But when they are digesting the algae, they are digesting each and every part of the algae except the chloroplast of the algae. So chloroplast of the algae, which is sucked by the sea slugs, means the marine invertebrates. Sea slugs are actually the marine invertebrates. When they are sucking those algae, when they are eating up those algae, every part is digested except the chloroplast. Now when this chloroplast is activated in the body of the sea slugs also, what is happening? That chloroplast will go for photosynthesis, and automatically the sea slugs will keep on getting energetic. So see, that is what the beauty of nature, and that is what in the latest research also it has been found. And these things will always opening a new door towards research, means what more we can do to improve the human life. So these are the few things. Apart from that, there are basically 4 types of chlorophyll, 4 to 5 types of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A, B, C, D and E. Out of that, chlorophyll A is more important, and it is also found in abundance in each and every plant. Why? The reason is the chlorophyll A directly can trap any wavelength of light. Any wavelength of light would be directly trapped by the chlorophyll A, and the process of photosynthesis can be carried on. This is what is happening. So that is the reason why it is very much important. Now, next is sugar interconversion theory, or sugar starch interconversion theory, or sugar concentration theory. You can also say sugar starch interconversion, you can also say sugar conversion, or you can also say sugar concentration theory. You can say it in anything, either sugar starch interconversion or sugar concentration or sugar conversion theory. You can say it any out of these 3 things, anything you can say to it. Now, here we have to learn few things, that what is happening during night time and what is happening during daytime. So here I have made 2 things, during light and during dark. During light what happens, and during dark what happens. So first of all, we will see during light what is happening. When there is daytime, light time, I am not talking about the desert plants over here. I am only talking about the normal plants, normal tropical regions plant. Now, see what happens. During the light time, the CO2 is used. Of course, there is abundance amount of CO2. The stomata opens, transpiration is taking place, and CO2 is also used. Okay, fine. When the CO2 is used continuously, the protoplasm, what is protoplasm? The protoplasm means the whole content of the cell. Whole content of the cell. Cytoplasm plus nucleus is called as protoplasm. Whole content of the cell is called as protoplasm. So protoplasm becomes alkaline. I have written here alkaline protoplasm. What is alkaline protoplasm? Means basic protoplasm, not acidic. Basic protoplasm. The protoplasm becomes more basic, not acidic. I repeat, not acidic, only basic. The protoplasm becomes more basic. So alkaline protoplasm, that is basic protoplasm. Then what happens? Starch will convert into sugar. The moment CO2 is used, protoplasm become alkaline, starch has converted to sugar. Complete conversion of starch to sugar. Now see what happens. Osmosis active solution. Of course, here it is quite confusion, so I am clearing it up. Starch converted sugar to osmosis active solution means once the starch has converted into sugar, where? In the guard cells of the stomata. Now what happens? The solution present in the guard cell will become more concentrated. Means more solute will be there inside the water present in the guard cell. There will be more solute. So what will happen here? If the solute is more, then automatically the osmosis will take place, and the guard cell will try to maintain that osmosis to allow more and more water to enter in the guard cell. कहने का मतलब यही है कि अगर गार्ड सेल के अंदर पानी में चीनी घुल गया है तो चीनी का कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ गया. करना क्या है कि पानी जो बाहर है वो गार्ड सेल विथड्रॉ करेगा. कैसे विथड्रॉ करेगा? एंडोस्मोसिस के थ्रू से विथड्रॉ करेगा. So I hope you can understand this concept. The moment the starch is converted into sugar, what happened? The water present in the guard cell become more sugary, more concentration, more solute present in the water now. Now if the water is hypertonic, then automatically it will try to maintain itself, the guard cells. So what will happen? The water will also maintain itself, the guard cell will also maintain itself. So what will happen? Slowly from the nearby cells, the guard cells will start to withdraw water so as to maintain the hypertonicity of the solution. Now, the more and more water enter means what happens? The turgor pressure will increase. What is turgor pressure? The pressure inside the cell content, means whatever the cell, whatever the organelles or whatever the things present in the inside the cell, when the liquid inside the cell or whenever the cell content which is inside the cell is providing pressure on the cell wall, that is known as turgor pressure. Means the pressure which is provided from inside the cell to outside the cell, from inside the cell to outside the cell, either with it is done by the inflow of water or it is done by the cell organelles. From both of the side it is accepted. So what happens here? So osmosis active solution causes endoosmosis to happen. Due to endoosmosis, what took place? More and more water withdrew in the guard cell, and now what happens? The stomata opens. We know when the guard cell is become turgid, the stomata will open. This is our concept. When the guard cell is turgid, the stomata is open. When the guard cell is flaccid, the stomata is closed. So to make the stomata open, the guard cell has to be turgid. To make the guard cell turgid, the sugar has been already solubilized in the water. Now once the water is solubilized, once the water has solubilized the sugar, once the sugar is solubilized in the water, automatically the tonicity of the water is elevated. The water has become more hypertonic. Then the guard cell has to be searching in more amount of water, so it will accept the water from the nearby cell present within itself, within its close vicinity. उसके आसपास, close vicinity means nearby it. उसके आसपास जो भी सेल है वहाँ से गार्ड सेल पानी विथड्रॉ करने लगेगा, और जैसे जैसे पानी विथड्रॉ करता चला जाएगा, जैसे जैसे पानी गार्ड सेल के अंदर जाएगा, तो उसमें क्या होगा? गार्ड सेल टर्जिड हो जाएगा. गार्ड सेल जैसे टर्जिड हुआ, स्टोमाटा ओपन हो जाएगा. टर्जिड मतलब टाइट कंडीशन, जिसको टर्जर प्रेशर से हो जा रहा है. टर्जिड कंडीशन कैसे हो जा रहा है? टर्जर प्रेशर के लिए हो जा रहा है. अगर टर्जर प्रेशर बढ़िया नहीं रहेगा, टर्जिड कंडीशन नहीं होगा. टर्जर प्रेशर कहाँ से हुआ? एंडोस्मोसिस से हुआ. एंडोस्मोसिस क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि गार्ड सेल के अंदर चीनी ज़्यादा था, उसको पानी चाहिए था और इसीलिए पानी अंदर घुसा. So I hope you can understand this, the sugar concentration theory during light. During dark, what happens? During dark, just opposite thing. Just opposite thing. See what happens. The CO2 accumulates. Means यहाँ पे तो CO2 यूज हुआ, लाइट के समय CO2 यूज हुआ, डार्क के समय CO2 accumulate हुआ, मतलब जमा हो गया. The CO2 accumulates during the dark, means at the night time. The CO2 accumulates. कार्बनिक एसिड फॉर्म्स. यहाँ पे pH बढ़ गया था इसलिए अल्कलाइन हुआ. यहाँ क्या हुआ? pH ड्रॉप हो गया. pH मतलब जो एसिडिक और बेसिक का डिसीजन करता है. Negative logarithm of H plus ion is called as pH. So if H plus ion is more, it will be acidic. If H plus ion is less, it will be basic. So what happens? If the pH is more, then it will be alkaline. If the pH is less, it will be acidic. So here what happens? The CO2 accumulates. CO2 क्या हुआ? डिपोजिट हो गया. जो भी दिन भर का CO2 था वो डिपोजिट हो गया और उसका कंसंट्रेशन धीरे धीरे गिरने लगा. और प्रोटोप्लाज्म क्या हुआ कि कार्बोनिक एसिड की वजह से और ज़्यादा एसिडिक हो गया. यहाँ क्या था? प्रोटोप्लाज्म अल्कलाइन बना, इसमें जस्ट अपोजिट हो गया, प्रोटोप्लाज्म एसिडिक बन गया. अब जो यहाँ पे स्टार्च सुगर बना था, means the starch which has converted into sugar in the light reaction has now become opposite. What happens? Here the sugar will convert into starch. Whatever the sugar is deposited or whatever the sugar has formed, now it has converted into starch. Here starch was converted into sugar, here sugar was converted into starch. Means in light, starch converted sugar, just opposite in dark, sugar converted to starch. Now when sugar is converted to starch, what happens? The osmotic active solution decreases. Means it is now no more solubilizing. It is now no more solubilizing in the guard cells. Means in the guard cell the water is there, and since the starch has now formed, this starch is now no more solubilizing into the water present in the guard cells. So the amount of tonicity, level of tonicity inside the water present in the guard cell remains normal. No hypertonic, it remains normal. So osmotic active solution here decreases. Here it has increased, here it has decreased. Now what happens? Since the osmotic active solution is decreases, exosmosis will take place. Why? Because inside the solution is hypotonic and outside the solution is hypertonic. So more and more water will be going out from the guard cells. More and more water will be going out from the guard cells. Now once the water has moved out from the guard cell, it has become exosmosis. वो exosmosis का process हो गया. Now turgor pressure decreases. Now turgor pressure has dropped. Since there is no inflow of water, so there is nothing inside the guard cell which can give pressure to the wall of the cell. So there is no such thing taking place. There is nothing taking place as such. Exosmosis has taken place. More and more water getting out of the cell, and if more and more water getting out of the cell, you know it is exosmosis. So turgor pressure decreases. Now if turgor pressure decreases, the guard cell will become flaccid and stomata closed. Guard cell will become flaccid and stomata closed. So no need to get any confusion. If at all you are knowing the first one, during light what is happening, if at all you are knowing this, then automatically during dark what is happening, it will be clear to your mind. Just try to learn. No, I am not telling try to mug up. No, don't mug it up. Just assume. Just see the things practically. Yes, during light this type is happening, then automatically the things will go opposite during the day, during the dark time. If these things are कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ इसको एज्यूम करना है एक तरह से कि अगर लाइट में ये हो रहा है तो जाहिर सी बात है डार्क में भी इसका जस्ट ऑपोजिट होगा. सो इफ द लाइट पार्ट इज क्लियर देन श्योरली योर डार्क will be making no problem to you, and if the dark is clear then surely the light part will not making any problem to you. So just learn it properly, and if any doubts you can ask. I hope you can understand it through this video. Thanks a lot.